Collectible spot, we are having a look at the NECA Toys Pacific Rim 2015 convention exclusive, the minifigure set. Packaged inside, you get 2 Jaegers, you get technically three Kaijus, because you also get Karloff in here. It is a minifigure set. It does have a warning choking hazard at small parts, not for children under 3 years of age. Spin around the back of the package. The figures consist of Karloff, Romeo Blue, Hardship, Horizon Brave, and Trespasser. Also available if you're interested in the 6-inch variety, there's the Romeo Blue, there's Battle at the Docks, Gypsy Danger, and Horizon Brave, all the figures we've looked at on this channel. To check out more from the folks over at NECA Toys, go to www.necaonline.com. That being said, Spot's going to take a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the San Diego Comic-Con 2015 convention exclusive, the Pacific Rim mini figure set. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's more heading your way. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's get a good look at the figures. You know what? We'll start at the end. We'll kind of work our way across. As you can see that these pieces are super stylized, singular colored in the most cases. Some of them have a little more colors than others, like Horizon Brave's got a little bit more, and Hardship, but the rest of the pieces all are one singular color. What I love about these, though, is that, you know me, I'm a big fan of like small PVC figures like Muscle and OMFGs. We've had a look at those on this channel. We've also had a look at, trying to think of some of the other pieces that we've had too, where Monster in My Pocket, another one. Greatest example would be Monster in My Pocket. These are like scaled up Monster in My Pocket. So while they don't have as much of the detail as their 6-inch figures have, they make up for it by just being, again, super stylized, very, I want to say cute, if you kind of understand what I'm saying here. I like them. I really do like them. I think I gravitate a little bit more towards the Kaijus than I do the Jaegers in this case. Like, my favorite, funny enough, is actually the one I'm holding right now. Trespasser looks really neat. Not that far off, really, from Knifehead in design. A little bit slightly different, more with the crest on the front, and then, of course, the big crest on the back. He is cast in all yellow, or he's painted in all yellow. You can see his little arms going on down there, his big head with the blade. This seems like it actually wants to be sharp. It's not too bad. It's a little prickly on the sides though, but it's a really neat looking piece. Despite the fact that it has scaled down details such as the mouth are still prominent, the eyes are still visible as well on there. It's a good piece. It sits relatively well also. Now, they have some articulation. Some have a little more articulation than others. In the case here of Trespasser, the only thing you can really do with Trespasser is you can move his arms. I thought like the tail could have been articulated when I first got the package, but no, it's just his arms, which is okay. The only thing is when you start moving the arms forward, he then, of course, wants to lean forward and fall, kind of like what we got going on here. Here we go. So ultimately, we ended up looking at Spot's favorite from this set, but I really like these. There you have Trespasser. Moving along to a Jaeger. Let's have a look at Jaeger Horizon Brave. I don't know if we'll actually get any more of these. NECA could theoretically release these in cards, like single carded releases, or they could also give us a set too. I'm surprised that we didn't get some of the more notable characters in this set, like the equivalent of like Gypsy Danger, Knifehead, characters such as that. I'm surprised that we actually got Horizon Brave in the mix. He is brown for the most part. It is brown for the most part. Got some gray in the fingers of the giant hands that Brave has. The 6-inch figure, if you remember, we did the review of it. The front missile pods here actually fired off. This, of course, does not, just sculpted. But the yellow, a little bit different than the yellow on what the equivalent of his head would be. It's a little bit different, but it offsets all the coloring of the brown. Gives it just a little extra oomph, a little extra punch to it. This one has some of the more articulation in the than really by comparison to the other ones. This has movement in his arms, This one arm's a little bit stiffer, but it does, they rotate all the way around. And you can see, rotates at the legs. No articulation, no movement, no posability in the lower legs, but basically just the waist and the arms. I mean, love the piece. Love to see what they would have done with the Gypsy Danger. But we'll see. You know, maybe they'll release more of these. Moving along, let's hopefully get him to stand. Stand, yes, thank you. Very good. Next, we'll be having a look at Kaiju Hardship. I think most people probably, when you say Kaiju, when you think Pacific Rim, I think most people kind of think of more not memorable, but character names that they remember more. Like people usually say the first Kaiju, most people tend to say, not all the time, but they tend to say Knifehead. And it also helps too that NECA, when they first were releasing Wave 1, Kaiju Knifehead was the first release. So, like Hardship though. Interesting looking Kaiju. You can see that it's not all just gray, unlike the equivalent of, you know, of Trespasser. It's got the gray, but then they've washed a brown on the top. The top of the little side, I don't know what you want to call it, little claws. They're almost the equivalent of like a praying mantis claw. The head's quite nice. I don't know if you guys can make it out or not. There's the head. You still see the teeth, still see the eyes. Nice, very, very nice. It doesn't look like it has movability. You can't move the head. The way it's been pegged on, it looks like it wants to rotate, but I can't get it to move, so we're just going to leave it be. And of course, he's got his big turtle-type shell on the back for his protection. A little tail underneath as well. Its movement, its posability, it does have just swiveled arms. It just rotates the arms. That's all it can do. But that's okay. Again, I gravitate more towards these pieces as collectibles, even if they didn't have a lot of posability, even if, you know what, even if they were this smaller. Same sculpts, smaller, even in blind bags, I would be picking these up all the time. Again, because I love Monster in my Pocket, love muscle, all that kind of stuff I picked up as a kid, I would totally be all over these. So you can see why I love these so much. Moving along to yet another Jaeger. We've got Jaeger Romeo Blue. Again, an interesting choice. You can see how he does move in the arms. The arms get a little stuck when you move them to this point. You can see like the one finger wants to clip against the leg area there. It doesn't have any sort of posability in the waist, unlike, you know, the equivalent of Brave over there. It looks a little more, not uninteresting, like it's a little more simplified. Romeo Blue was not one of my favorite Jaegers to start off with. Again, I would love if this was maybe a Gypsy Danger. That would be so cool. And even if he had come with like a little ship or something like that. Some people might actually like Romeo Blue because of this big crest on the front. Kind of looks like a big submarine sort of thing. There's the back of it. Again, no posability other than the arms. There you go. Put him down. And finally, not really so much a Kaiju, but of course, we're having now a look at Karloff. Proportionately, he should be a little bit smaller, of course. A lot smaller. I don't want to give away too much in the movie. But I really like him. I like the 4 eyes, very long crown. It does almost simulate a crown. A big crown crest that he has on his head. He's very cute. If I can say cute for a species that wants to wipe us out. He's got almost the equivalent of wings on the back, and he's got this kind of tail thing going on there. He doesn't stand so much. You kind of have to get him just right. One of the conflicts with the piece too is that he does rotate at the arms. He has posability in the arms, but the arms don't move up and down. They only just rotate. So there's really not a lot keeping him from not falling over. Also too, you can rotate his head, which is a nice touch also. You can rotate all the way around, but that would kill him. That's what it looks like underneath. I like these. I mean, I'm not afraid to admit I love these, and I'd love to see NECA release more of these. if I can get Karloff to actually stand. Maybe not so much, maybe not so much. The thing is, though, again, NECA could take these, scale them down, and just put them in blind bags. Do the equivalent of what we've gotten with muscle. You buy maybe a box, or you buy a bag. There's so many of these in the bag. Or even keep this size if you want to keep the articulation. I'd love just to see more of these. Especially, I think the kaijus translate the best in this treatment. Very, very cool pieces. Today's collectible spot, we were having a look at the minifigures from Pacific Rim. This was the SDCC 2015 convention exclusive. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. Thanks for watching as you always do. See you next time.